With the big show, Shohei Ohtani checking in as pitchers and catchers report to spring training at Camelback Ranch in Arizona. Tanner Scott is here, and so are a lot of the Dodgers position players reporting to work early, all with that championship glow as the defending World Series champs. Austin Barnes, Max Muncy's there, Will Smith arriving today, and another of the new guys, DV's BFF. Blake Snell beginning his first camp as a Los Angeles Dodger. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. I'm John Hartung alongside the real Jay here, Jerry Hairston Jr. and David Vassay. It's kind of like that first day of school, the first day of spring training. We're going to be very busy, all of us, for the next 8.5 months or so.
That's a great thing. You know, hopefully a little longer we win that World Series once again. But I love that there's a lot of position players reporting to camp early. That T-shirt Miguel Rojas was wearing, like Kobe Bryant. I need to get that type of shirt. Love the Kobe with the Dodger blue.
Great to see Snellzilla arriving at his rightful home, Camelback Ranch. It's like a soft opening. Pitchers and catchers, that's a soft opening. When the guys, position players show up officially, that's when it's big time showtime.
Hey, it's showtime here on Sportsnet LA, and it was quite the news drop on Super Bowl Sunday. But Kike Hernandez tweeted out yesterday, walking through the open door. Of course, it's a great way to announce that he is coming back because Andrew Friedman had said at Dodger Fest, the door will never be closed on Kike. And according to multiple media reports, a one-year deal for Kike, Jerry. I know both of you guys agree. He's such a valuable piece to this championship team, and it's great to have him back.
It is great to have him back. You can never have enough big leaguers that know how to play on the biggest stage. Certainly, Kike Hernandez thrives when the lights are the brightest. Great to have him back. I love that he was patient, kind of see what was out there, but we all knew he wanted to come back with the Dodgers. And when he said that open, he's walking through that open door, I thought, especially during the time, he was going to help Kendrick Lamar do his halftime show, not Drake. But good to have Kike Hernandez back in the mix.
I was told this offer by the Dodgers was on the table for the last month, but like Jerry said, Kike was just vetting out his market. And my understanding is the two teams that had the most interest outside the Dodgers were the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees. Now, if he would have gone to the Rangers, he would have been reunited with World Series teammates Jock Peterson and Corey Seager. So obviously, LA was the spot, but there were other teams that had interest, and that's the reason why Andrew Friedman said the door will always be open, because they had an offer out to him.
Offer there. Well, and it seems like most of the band is back together, and at some point we expect Dodger for life Clayton Kershaw to sign as well, DV. So other than Kersh, does it look like this 2025 roster is pretty much set?
It looks that way, John. Starting Tuesday is when teams, well, the Dodgers specifically, can start putting players on their 40-man roster to the 60-day IL. Once that happens, they'll have enough room to sign a pitcher like Clayton Kershaw and also be able to make this signing of Kike Hernandez official.
And especially with Kersh, obviously went through this offseason with a couple surgeries. There's really no rush. We all know Clayton Kershaw wants to come back. Everybody knows that the Dodgers want Kersh back. So there's really no rush. Once Clayton does re-sign with the Dodgers, he'll have plenty of time to get himself right. It's always about the second half and the postseason with Clayton Kershaw, especially this stage of his career. Make sure he's healthy for the second half.
I guess it's important, though, to get him in-house, right, with the Dodgers trainers to make sure the foot, the knee are starting to maybe go to the next level of rehab.
Absolutely.
And now that we have guys being put on the 60-day IL, we imagine we'll see something on Clayton Kershaw not too distant future, although several players have been at Camelback Ranch for several days. Today was the first day for anything in an official capacity. Kirsten Watson recaps day one from Arizona.
Hi, John. Can you believe it? The 2025 season is already here, and this is day one of spring training at Camelback Ranch. Now, it has been a little bit of a quieter day as they close it off to the media, with tomorrow being the official report day for the pitchers and catchers. So things were a little bit slower, but that doesn't mean the players were not here. Essentially, everyone has already reported. Everyone from the pitchers, the catchers, the stars, you name it, to the position players. Players like Mookie Betts, Miguel Rojas, Teoscar Hernandez, so many of them were out and taking some swings on the backfield. Guys are excited and ready for this season. For the position players, their report day is not technically until Friday, and then Saturday is the first full team practice. But like I said, guys are here. They've almost been here for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, because they are eager to get the 2025 season going. Yes, they ended last year on the highest of notes, winning the World Series championship. You see the signs and celebration throughout Camelback Ranch, but these guys are hungry and they're determined to go back to back. So there's a different energy this year, a different excitement, and guys are already here and getting their bodies ready.
Great stuff there, Kirsten. And yeah, no team has gone back-to-back since the Yankees won 3 in a row from 98 through 2000. Dave Roberts said recently he expects Shohei Ohtani to return to the mound in a game likely sometime in May. Jerry, and that's not necessarily set in stone because Shohei might have other ideas. But what do you think is a realistic time frame before we see Shohei in a game with the Dodgers?
Well, I think Shohei is going to try to rush to get out there. Sometimes you got to save players from themselves. We know Shohei Ohtani is an ultimate competitor, just like Clayton Kershaw. So he wants the ball. He wants to be out there pitching as soon as he can. You got to remember long term, the Dodgers do a great job, especially from the pitching side, making sure we slow play our guys. I expect them kind of do what they did with Walker Buehler last year. Kind of slow play him a little bit, make sure, ramp him up maybe in late March, in April, and then have him probably start sometime in May, maybe late May, to make sure you have that nice build up, because we want to make sure he's strong on the pitching side late in the season.
Yeah, how many times have we talked about this where a pitcher may be coming off an injury or it's the beginning part of their careers? And Andrew Friedman always says they're emphasizing October over April, May, or June. And that's the case with Shohei Ohtani. And it looked like him throwing off that pseudo mound right there. It looked like it was pretty fluid. Didn't seem like there were any restrictions. But Ohtani's a little behind. So is Tyler Glasnow. That's the way Friedman explained it at Dodger Fest.
And with both of those guys, there's no need to rush them. It is such a long season, as we find out each and every year. We're just the first step in the long journey of a baseball season. The first workout for pitchers and catchers is tomorrow, and then the full squad will report on Saturday. Of course, a lot of them already there. Next Thursday, the first Cactus League game, and it's hard to believe the season begins in 36 days. Dodgers and Cubs in Tokyo. Ready or not, the baseball season, it is here. And after signing a 5-year, $182 million contract during the offseason, Blake Snell enters his first spring camp with your boys in blue. And earlier today, he caught up with Kirsten.
All right, well, I'm joined by Blake Snell, and this is day one of spring training. It's crazy to think that it's finally here. How has it been just getting to know the guys and being here now at Camelback Ranch?
Yeah, it feels great. It's honestly been very easy just to get comfortable, to do my thing, and then also just, forming new relationships, bonds. That's been pretty easy as well, too.
Mm-hmm. Spring training looks different, I think, for everyone. What do these next few weeks look like for you as you prepare for the regular season?
Yeah, just building into, like, the player that I'm going to be this year, and having a plan and attacking it every day and kind of seeing where it's going to lead me to be this year. And yeah, I'm excited about it.
You've talked a bit about just having a normal spring training this year. How valuable is that for you personally?
It's the best, yeah. And I got to come out early and work on more things. And then the heat is a big thing that helps. It's snowing in Seattle, like that'd be terrible. To throw in and work out, and it's cold, and you don't even want to move out there. But here it's been a lot of fun, and I've gotten a lot better quicker being out here. So I'll definitely come early a lot more, which I've done in the past, and I've liked it. And yeah, just the older I get, I think it's more important to be in the sun.
The week of the community tour, it was really amazing just seeing all of you guys come together for really the first time, seeing whether it's the new faces with this team, a lot of the guys who are coming off of, the excitement of last year. What was that like for you, just connecting with the community, connecting with the guys, and kind of building that foundation?
Yeah, it was awesome. I've been getting close with Kim. That's kind of my dog, so... And he has good English, like better than former teammates that I've had. But yeah, that relationship, Bobby as well, and then just getting to know everyone else has been a lot of fun. But it's cool to just see that I am getting older, and it's cool because I've played against a lot of Mookie, Freddie, Shohei, Miggy Rowe, Muncy, everybody. And so there's always been that mutual respect, and now that we're on the same team, it's a lot of mutual feelings. We're excited to be on the same team for once and see what we can accomplish.
You mentioned Bobby, and I know you had said during the Dodgers Fest that he's someone that you want to be a mentor to him. And now, as you mentioned, getting older, these are things that a lot of younger players, they look up to guys like you. What do you see in him first? What is it about him that really draws your eye?
I like how quiet he is. That's a similarity with me. And then I think he could be such a good pitcher. I think it's just continuing to develop every day and not try to push so hard to be great now, but push for every day to stack up to get him where he needs to be. But I think his talent, he could be one of the best for sure.
Do you think that, obviously you've been a lot of very talented teams, but when you see the talent that's brought together in this room, but really on the pitching staff, is this one of the best groups you've been a part of?
We'll find out. I've been on some really good staffs. When I was a rookie with the Rays, that staff helped me so much. I would be way worse without them. And then in San Diego, I learned so much there as well. And San Fran, I learned a lot too. So every staff's different, and they're all unique, and they all offer, different things. But I'm excited, the depth for sure. This is probably, you got like 9 starters that could pitch on a big league team. I'm excited to see and work and understand how good we can be and how good we are.
Blake, I know this is just day one, so obviously a lot's going to happen these next few weeks here at Camelback Ranch. But again, welcome to the Dodgers. I know you've been hearing that a lot, but I feel like these are the moments that it feels like, all right, here we go. It's a new year.
Yeah, no, I've been excited since I signed, so I can't wait to get it going and actually pitch with the uniform on and see my team behind me and in the dugout. And it's going to be a lot of fun moments.
Yeah, Blake Snell, he joins a pretty incredible starting staff, which includes Tyler Glasnow, Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and Roki Sasaki. Then you have Tony Gonsolin, Landon Knack, Dustin May, Bobby Miller. They're going to be in the picture. Not seen on this graphic, but on the 40-man roster, guys like Ben Kasparius, Justin Robleski, Emmett Sheehan, and yes, Dodger for life, Clayton Kershaw. He is expected back as well. So on paper and when healthy, you look at that rotation. The Dodgers have 5 legit aces in their rotation, Jerry. As we begin spring training, though, what is your biggest storyline surrounding the starting pitching?
Well, I think, listen, there's no question this starting pitching staff really is the best in all of baseball. But I'd love to see the young guys. How are they going to develop throughout spring training? Bobby Miller, what's he going to do in spring training? This is another opportunity because they're going to go to a 6-man rotation. Shohei Ohtani is not going to start the season on the mound. So I'm looking for the young guys, Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May, Bobby Miller, to step up when called upon, and obviously Roki Sasaki. Obviously, this young man has electric stuff. I'm anxious to see how he's able to adjust to the new baseball. But make no mistake about it. Last season, I'm going to say this really loud. On paper, the Dodgers were not the best team in baseball. They weren't, okay? They willed themselves to a championship. Padres, on paper, were the better team. Obviously, this season, things have changed. On paper, the Dodgers have the best team, but they got to figure out a way to continue to play together.
I'm with Jerry. When you look at spring training, I'm looking for Bobby Miller. What is he going to show that we didn't see at the end of last year? Now, I feel like there were some physical issues that he got right because he's coming to camp in great shape. And in fact, Blake Snell told me he's been with Bobby Miller the last 2 weeks at Camelback Ranch, and he's kind of taken him under his wing. He said he sees a young guy similar to himself when he was at stage of his career. So I'm looking at Bobby Miller to have a big bounce back year, and Roki Sasaki, I know there's a lot of hype. I know everybody thinks he has great stuff, but let's see it here. I want to see the evolution of Roki Sasaki, and it starts today.
And hopefully he's healthy as well. And we can put some of those starters' names down in Sharpie. The guys like Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Roki Sasaki, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, they're going to be in the rotation to...
I think so. He's going to get that lion's share, as Dave Roberts mentioned, but I still think, and Nomar kind of coined it best, I think he should make a T-shirt, Committee of Closers, because listen, it's all about the matchups, and we want to make sure Tanner Scott is fresh as well. Let's say the Dodgers have 3 or 4 games in a row where they need save opportunities. Tanner Scott's not going to close 3 or 4 games in a row. So you need guys like Evan Phillips. Blake Trinan obviously has closed out some games. So there's a lot of guys in that bullpen that not only Dave Roberts, but also pitching coach Mark Pryor can use. But make no mistake about it, Tanner Scott, especially to begin the season, he's going to get the majority of those opportunities.
John, the reason why Dave Roberts was so definitive about Tanner Scott being that guy to start the year is because two of his high leverage relievers are injury question marks right now. Evan Phillips said at Dodger Fest that he's way behind his throwing program because he was not even on the World Series roster because of a shoulder issue. And then Bob Nightingale reported Michael Kopech has got something going on, and he may be delayed as well. So there's a reason why Dave Roberts was so definitive about Tanner Scott's role at the beginning of the year.
And also maybe a reason why Andrew Friedman went out and got Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates because he doesn't want to have to be a buyer at the trade deadline later this summer. Oh, it's always good to be back at Camelback Ranch, which has been the Dodgers' spring home since 2009. They share the facility, of course, with the White Sox. Regularly voted the best place in Arizona for fans to watch a Cactus League game. State-of-the-art facility for the players as well, as you would expect for the Dodgers. Today unveiled this new artwork to acknowledge the Dodgers winning their 8th World Series title in franchise history this past October. So spring, it's about renewal and reset. At least that's what they say about plants and flowers. Spring training's a bit of a different story. We're going to discuss some of the goals of spring training and what certain players are trying to get out of their time in Arizona. Jerry, we have to begin with the big show, the MVP. We know Shohei Ohtani can hit. He had the shoulder surgery right after the season. What is he looking to get out of spring as he also returns to the mound to pitch?
Well, I think for him, the hitting thing is going to be there. He understands that. Obviously, the run, I think he's going to steal a whole lot of less bases this year because he's going to be pitching. For him, the goal is to make sure his timing is ready to go at the plate for the start of the season, but make sure he's ready to go when called upon as a pitcher. Now, is it going to be in early May, mid-May, or late May? Spring training will have a lot to do with it.
I'm with Jerry. Pitching has got to be the focus for Ohtani because it's real. It's not the rehab year. It's the year that he's going to pitch for the Dodgers. So building up in spring training is a great starting point for him. Hitting, feel like he could get out of bed in the middle of the night and go 3 for 4 at least.
Certainly, that's the way he makes it look. He makes the game look a lot easier than it is. How about Roki Sasaki, DV, experiencing Major League Baseball for the first time after 4 years in Japan? The #1 prospect in the game with some massive expectations to go with it.
Right, I feel like he's got to learn the language of the Dodgers, John. He chose the Dodgers for a reason because they can help him get to where he wants to be, and that's to be a Cy Young Award winner. So spring training is the first step, and adjustments that every Japanese pitcher has. It's going to be vital for Sasaki to get off on the right foot.
Absolutely. You get to know, obviously, not only the pitching coaches, plural, but also the catchers. Will Smith, Austin Barnes, having that rapport with them. But also, he had mentioned, you know, he wanted to make sure that his delivery was cleaned up. That way his velocity can get back to where it was 2 years ago. I think that breaking ball is not where it's going to be. I think that third pitch is going to be vital at the big league level. He understands that. So getting that third pitch to go along with that splitter, I think he's going to refine that. Is it going to take a month, 2 months? I don't know, but it'll be there.
Will it be a similar situation for Hae-Sung Kim as Sasaki? He's coming to the U.S., Jerry, after playing the last 8 seasons in Korea. Obviously, Major League Baseball, much different than Korea.
I think, you know, just talking to hitters, whether they're coming from Korea, the Latin America, obviously Japan, their biggest adjustment to the big leagues is velocity, movement. He will make that adjustment. Now, is it going to take him a couple weeks, a month, a half a season? I do not know. But he certainly has the bat speed. Certainly he's a great athlete. Defensively, I'm not going to be worried about him, whether he's in the infield or the outfield. He can play defense at the big league level. Getting used to the velocity every single night at the big league level is an adjustment.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot different than the KBO, the type of velocity he saw there. But also I saw some video from a couple of days ago where the strength and conditioning coaches were trying to show him their workout. So I feel like the KBO season, not as arduous as the Major League season. He's got to get his body built up strong enough to be able to sustain through October, because we all know the Dodgers season doesn't end on the last day of the regular season.
How do you spell arduous? I don't think I've ever heard that word before.
It'll take more time.
Arduous.
Really, Jerry? James Outman, he's another one, third in the National League Rookie of the Year race. A couple years ago was the opening day starter in center field last year. DV really struggled in his 53 games in the big leagues, hit 147. So what do you think his spring goals are this year?
Leave an impression on Dave Roberts and Andrew Friedman, because right now The Dodger roster, especially with Kike Hernandez back, is really full. He's got to come back and show them he can be serviceable at some point this season.
If I'm James Outman, I'm telling him, you're playing to get traded. Now, hear me out. You got to have some type of motivation. You got to go out there and ball because you understand this is your career. You can do yourself a favor by going out there in spring training, getting these opportunities and showing out. It may be with another ball club, or better yet, it could be here with the Dodgers. So, but the main thing is he's got get his career back on track. The talent is there. The swing and miss last season was a problem for him. He understands that he's got to get better and making contact because we've seen him.
Yeah.
He is a strong kid.
And another guy who's looking to have a bounce back in 2025 is Chris Taylor, entering his 10th season with the Dodgers. Hit just .202 last season, Jerry. Third straight year with an average under .240. What do you think his goals are this spring?
Well, it kind of in the similar lines as James Outman. We just talked about Kike Hernandez coming back. There are players already in the mix that are going to get at-bats at the big league level. CT3 can play a variety of positions. He's a plus defender really anywhere on the field. So Chris Taylor, he's got to, again, get his career back on track. The swing and miss can't be there. Chris Taylor understands that. He's worked hard this offseason to cut down on the strikeouts. Hopefully, he shows out in spring training.
It's a lot different when you struggle and you still have 2 or 3 years left on a big contract. This is the final year on Chris Taylor's 4-year, $60 million contract. He said at Dodger Fan Fest that he wants to be here longer, so he understands the urgency that he's got to prove at this stage of his career that he can still do it or he won't be here long term.
ドジャースの2024年シーズンはまさに夢のようなオールスターチームが誕生した瞬間からファンの期待を一身に背負い圧倒的なパフォーマンスで駆け抜けてきました。大谷翔平、ムーキー、ベッツ、フレディ、フリーマン、これほどのスター選手が一堂に会しチームとして戦う姿はまさに野球ファンにとっての最高のエンターテイメントでした。シーズンを通してドジャースはまさに勝つべくして勝つチームでした。オフェンスでは大谷翔平が豪快なホームランを放ち、ベッツが驚異的な守備とバットコントロールを披露し、フリーマンが頼れるバッティングでチームを支える。そしてピッチング陣には新たに加わった強力な先発投手たちが圧巻の投球を見せ、ブルペンも安定感抜群。まさにどこから見ても隙のない超完成型のドジャース。そして何よりも印象的だったのは選手たちが見せる団結力と情熱です。ただのスーパースターの寄せ集めではなく、お互いを信じ合い支え合いチームとして戦い抜く姿が本当に素晴らしかった。毎試合ベンチでは笑顔があふれ、ビッグプレーのたびに選手たちが肩を組み大歓声を上げる。その光景こそがドジャースが最強のチームである理由ではないでしょうか。特に NL に地区優勝を決めた試合のあの瞬間、9回裏最後のアウトを取った瞬間、選手もファンも一体となって歓喜の渦に包まれました。スタジアムの青い海が大きく波打ち、選手たちは抱き合い涙を流しながら勝利の喜びを分かち合いました。まるで映画のワンシーンのような最高の瞬間でしたね。しかしこれはまだ終わりではありません。ここからはワールドシリーズ制覇というさらなる夢に向かって突き進むのみ。ドジャースがどんなドラマを見せてくれるのか、これからも目が離せません。皆さんもこの歴史的シーズンの証人となりませんか。これからもドジャースの戦いを一緒に応援していきましょう。動画を楽しんでいただけたらぜひいいねとチャンネル登録をお願いします。コメントで皆さんの熱い応援メッセージもお待ちしています。さあ次の試合もドジャースと共に